Thank you for clicking on this video. Welcome back, friends. I wasn't always one to stir the pot, but that evening, the simmering had gone on long enough. "Dad," my son David began, twisting his fork into his mashed potatoes with the same nervous energy he had as a teenager asking for the car keys. "Emily just feels like maybe you could contribute a little more around the house." Across the table, Emily sat with pursed lips, her manicured nail tapping a silent, impatient rhythm on her wineglass. She didn't look at me when she added, "For someone who lives here rent-free, it would be nice if you helped out more." Rent-free. The word hung in the air, sour and unjust. I blinked, nearly choking on a pea. I didn't retaliate. I just smiled, nodded, and finished my meal like a gentleman. But inside, something broke, a quiet, fundamental snap that changes the course of everything. A little background. 2 years ago, after my Margaret passed, I moved in with David and Emily. This house was always too much for their budget. So when I sold my own place, I quietly offered to help with the mortgage. Every month, like clockwork, I wired $1,800 directly to the bank, more than half the payment. I never asked for thanks. I was happy to help my son build his life. That's what family does. And I loved being with my grandkids. 6-year-old Lily thought I hung the moon. 3-year-old Tommy, my little shadow, called me Grampy the Fixer. Life was good, until that dinner. The next morning, I made Mickey Mouse pancakes. The scent of vanilla and batter filled the kitchen. "Smells good," Emily said flatly, not looking up from her phone. "Just make sure you clean the counter this time. The syrup was sticky for days." That was it. No good morning. No thank you. I turned and smiled, a gesture that didn't touch my eyes. "Of course," I said. She didn't see the way my knuckles turned white around the spatula. Later in my room, the so-called guest suite, I sat with my checkbook and my phone. The mortgage due date was looming. Don't contribute enough, I thought, a cold clarity settling over me. Let's see how it feels when I don't contribute at all. I didn't make a scene. I simply canceled the automatic payment. 2 weeks later, I found the first notice in the mail pile. Emily opened it at the counter. Her voice was a shard of glass. "David, what the hell is this? The bank says we missed a payment." David went pale. "That can't be right, Dad." She turned on me, her eyes sharp. "Did you forget to send your part?" I gave a mild shrug. "I must have. You know how it is with old people, our minds. We don't contribute much." The silence that followed was richer than any dessert. The following days were a whirlwind of their panic. David was late for work. Emily canceled her salon appointments. I saw her designer handbags and his gaming console listed for sale online. I watched it all, sipping my coffee in serene silence. By the second missed payment, the atmosphere in the house had shifted entirely. The snide comments ceased. Emily started cooking my favorite meals, pot roast, real mashed potatoes. "Dad," David said one night after the kids were asleep, his voice weary, "we didn't mean to make you feel unappreciated." I looked up from my crossword. "Didn't you?" He sighed. "Emily's just stressed. She didn't realize." I held up a hand. "Son, I don't need excuses. I need respect. I've been propping up this household since the day you bought it. I never wanted a parade, just common decency." He nodded, his eyes heavy with shame. He meant it. But Emily's apology when it came was her own unique brand. "I didn't mean to offend you," she said the next morning, while slapping together peanut butter sandwiches. "I just thought you could, do more, instead of just sitting around." "Sitting around," I repeated slowly. "You mean after I mow your lawn, fix your sink, watch your children, and pay the majority of your mortgage?" Her mouth opened and closed, a fish out of water. I smiled. "Tell you what, I'll start doing more. But first, you two will need to manage the mortgage on your own for a few months, until you learn to contribute your fair share." The third missed payment brought red-lettered warnings and daily phone calls. The strain was etched on their faces. David worked overtime, Emily's social calendar emptied, and I was sleeping like a baby. Then David came to me, tears in his eyes. "Dad, we're 3 months behind. I can't do this without your help." I set my book down. You can, you'll just have to learn how. He looked so much like the little boy who used to cry over scraped knees that my resolve softened. I patted his shoulder. David, I didn't stop paying because I don't love you. I stopped because you let someone make me feel like a burden in the home I helped build. He nodded, tears finally falling. I'll fix it, he whispered. A week later, Emily asked to talk. She had brewed a pot of the good coffee, the beans I liked. Mr. Thompson, she began, her voice unsteady. I owe you an apology. I was wrong. What I said was ungrateful and cruel. She took a shaky breath. You have done so much for us. I let my own stress turn me into someone I don't like. I'm sorry. I nodded. Apology accepted. Then I leaned back. But I'm not resuming the payments. Not until this house feels like our home. Not yours with me as a guest. She hesitated, then a genuine, faint smile appeared. Deal. It's been 6 months. I still don't pay the mortgage. David refinanced, got a raise, and they learned to manage their bills. But the real change is in the quiet moments. Emily brings me coffee every morning. We play cards after dinner. The kids still crawl into my lap for stories. And sometimes, when we're all sitting on the porch I helped pay for, watching the sunset, Emily will glance at me and say, softly, we really couldn't have done this without you. And that, it turns out, was all the contribution I ever needed.
Thanks for watching PastQuest. If you enjoyed the journey into history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories from the past. See you in the next quest.